those methods, right, is then geographical. But how you will meet people anywhere in the world is how you meet people in Nigeria. The need for you to meet people anywhere in the world is the need for you to meet people in Nigeria. Lead is lead, engagement is engagement, conversion is conversion, referral is referral, relationship management is relationship management, anyhow. All right, so in the light of that, so we said that salespeople compulsorily must carry out these 5 things. Do we remember and do we all agree? Right? So we've dealt with lead generation extensively. We've dealt with engagement. So I'm going to do a little bit of a revision on that. Then when it comes to conversion, that's our first class where we taught us sales life cycle, right? That is the real application of that, right? How you engage, convert a client from a suspect to a customer. You know the difference between a suspect and a prospect?
Yes.
What's the name? Madam Eniola, what's the difference between a suspect and a prospect? You don't know? Please, who can differentiate between a suspect and a prospect? Thank you. But like say you be my friend now.
From my own perspective, a suspect is somebody you can buy. But a prospect is somebody who has acquisition interest.
Thank you. That you are engaging. He becomes a client or a customer after the person had committed himself. You are not seeing the person, he's not your client, he's a prospect. But you're already engaging, so you engage a prospect. A suspect, for a long time I argue with my teachers and with some of my friends on the issue, why will you be calling someone a suspect? Is he a criminal? Right? Well, later I came to the agreement that okay, I'm looking at you. Look at Michael now. Michael, please, can you come forward or just stand up? Anyone which is convenient for you. If you look at Michael now, do you think Michael can buy Zenita Garden?
No.
Yes, he's a suspect.
Yeah.
So you are suspecting. I'm feeling like Michael can buy. Then I make an approach and I engage him. And then I realize he can actually buy. So it becomes a quality lead, becomes a quality prospect. Then the day he makes payment, he becomes my client. But let's say when I engage him, and I realize about he's a client, they just deliver his document to him. He has his Zenita property document with him, so he's a big boy. But if you prospect him, himself will prospect him. So if I engage him and I realize that a fine boy, just a fine boy, there's no money, right? What do you think I will do? I will let go of him. So he was a prospect, but was never converted to a client, right? So lead generation, engagement, conversion, referral, and then so yes, relationship management. So last week we said that there are 2 formulas by which you can engage for you to, that you can use in trying to engage people. So who can remind us?
Online. One call. Small.
What is S? What is the second S?
Start a conversation. Start a conversation.
Must always try to be the first person to engage people. If you want to understand what I'm talking about, read this book, how to win friends and influence people. I think I mentioned the last part. How many of us have read it before? Faith, you need to read that book. You have a natural tendency for someone to execute everything in that book. It will help you a lot. How to win friends and influence people. You can download it. I think they sent it on the group now.
Yes,
they sent it on the WhatsApp group. Right. So then the next one is what?
Ask the question.
Last week.
Then ask questions. Then the next one is what?
Listen.
Be a listener.
Tell us.
Then the next one is what?
Tell a story.
Be a storyteller. I know a friend. He can cook up stories. You know, most of those books we read on fiction, some of them are not real. Do you remember? Some of you can carry 500 pages book on fiction and be reading it. I will just be wondering. The time that you are supposed to use to read real books, they are using it to read fiction. They will now be telling you one Camus story of one love story of how one guy or something. You just when you sleep in the night, now be dreaming. No, I'm serious. So instead of reading books on fiction, read books on motivation. But learn how to tell stories in a fascinating way. But do you tell stories to a stranger? Exactly. You can't tell story to a stranger that you don't know. Learn how to use stories to engage people in a sales conversation. There are short stories that you can tell. Let me give an example. How many of you have heard me talk about one land we bought in 2021 when I was still working as a director in Zelos? We bought it at, the client put it for 32 million. We bought it at 31 million per plot. How many of you have heard me tell that story before? Nobody? No, it's not possible. You've heard it before, exactly. So now we bought this land. The client was insisting 32. We begged the client. You can see all of you are listening now to my stories. So let's tell stories, right? So I have problem when people tell stories that are lies, right? Don't tell lies, because if the client find out, hey, but I have a friend. He can cook up stuff. There's no way he meets you anywhere. You will find a story that will make you feel comfortable around him at that point. And that is not really. The day I found out, I was disgusted. Right? But learn to tell stories. So those story books, those fictions, the reason why I talk about them, those people learn to tell stories, and you will sit down there for 8 hours in a day reading stories that are not real. So you need to learn that skill, something that you can learn. Learn the skill as a salesperson on how to use them. I'm very serious. Right. So this particular land, the owner bought it in 2011, somewhere off Abraham Desire in Ajah area for 1 million per plot.
Of 10 years.
The owner bought it for 1 million per plot, and in 2021 he put it in the market for sale. Was a 3.5 acre land. So if you multiply this by 6, you know the number of plots that are in there. Is that?
No, it's massive.
Yeah, it's massive land. How many of you know Lekki Pride 1? That's the land I'm talking about. So my own is a true story. So the client bought it for 1 million for a plot, 2011, and then sold it for 31 million 10 years later. So in 10 years, the client had made 3,000% of his money.
21 plot.
3.5 acre times 6.
21.
21 plots. So 21 plots. So times 32. 21 times 31 million. Yeah. 6 what?
651.
21 times 31.
651 million. 651
651, right? Exactly. So how much did you buy it? Let's say 21 million. You don't know how much you paid on documentation and all of that. You don't know what was the agreement at the time. So let's say you bought it 21 million and sold for 651 million. Made 3,000% profit in 10 years. That's 300% a year. But you see, if you use this as a projection for every real estate, you are going to fail.
Yes.
These are unique opportunities. There are some that are better than this. You buy a piece of land last year, and this year, boom, is 1,000% increment. You buy some last year, and you might not even have 50% in 12 months. It's possible. Very, very, very possible. But this is a situation whereby someone bought a land, 1 million naira for a plot in 2011 and 2021. Fast forward. So if you are do you think if I'm prospecting any client using this story, will I sell or I will not sell?
You sell.
I will definitely sell. So learn how to tell stories. When you hear your client talking, learn how to listen. So that is in the angle of engagement. So there are 3 things we treated that day. So that's 1. So we said that your conversation should be around the following. This is how to engage. When you meet someone and you smile, there is no way the person will not smile back at you, even if it's Tinubu. Some people that you meet them, when you smile, they understand the principle, right? They're very careful, they don't know you, they put on self-defense. But you see that smile alone, whether they like it or not, it will first of all weaken them. Because there is no way you are coming with fight and you are smiling, right? It's in very rare cases where what you have in mind is to fight and yet you are smiling. It's very rare occasions. Right. So the power of smile is very, very, very important. As a salesperson, MSN, can't be frowning all the time. Relax your face, relax your face. Relax. He said? That's why his name is MSN.
Money stop nonsense.
His name is MSN. Money stop nonsense.
Yeah, that is him over there. Money stop nonsense.
I said thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right. So you should be comfortable to speak about the following. Number 1, be comfortable to talk about your family and the family of the prospect. But you need to be sensitive and be very careful to what you want to say. See, before you mention anybody in the person's family, except if it's a popular figure. You know, I've been to places where the moment I mention my name is Abiodun Afolayan, the first thing people ask me is, are you related to the Afolayan guys that are doing movies? Then I smile, I say, no, we're not related. But they're my friends. Aremu Afolayan is my friend. I have his phone number, see his status. Recent times I even blocked him on my status. I don't want him to be seen. I mean, I don't want to be seeing the status again. I hope, am I live? Okay, so it's a recent time that because you will post all sort of funny things. There's nothing Aremu will not post. You can post anything, you can talk anything. And sometimes the things that you hear, the things that you see, a whole lot, they form your thinking. If you are not careful, they form your behavior. So it's a recent time that I just mute the guy. So I've been to places where people ask me, are you related to the Afolayan's that are into the movie industry? And I'm like, no, we're not related, but we're friends. Do you know that they are indirectly talking about my family? So when you hear people's name, and maybe there's a popular figure that is associated with that name. There's a woman that was here 2 Mondays ago or something. Her name is Madame Shone, right? My neighbor in the estate where I live, the guy bears Shone. So when we met, I was engaging. I said, I have one Shone around my house. Are you related? She said that she's not sure because there are so many Shone that our own has SH. Then I checked my phone for the name of the person. That person own is only S. Our own is SHO. This person I'm talking about is SO. So I said, oh, and then immediately say yes, that's the reason why. So, but their own Shone is SHO. Right. So be comfortable to talk about your family. Be comfortable to talk about other people's family. Right? So, but you need to be sensitive and very careful because I don't know if you know I have kids.
Yes.
It's not everybody. So what if I've been married for 2 years or 3 years? I don't have kids. And then you ask me, how are your children? How are you, sir? How are your children? You need to be careful because some people, some will be like, doesn't matter, they will answer, they are fine, they are this. If they are very comfortable with it, some of them will even open up and say, oh yeah, we are still looking up to God, we are still this, we are still that. But some people, you will break them.
Yes.
They will just withdraw from you. You didn't offend them, but they will just withdraw from you. So even some of my closest friends, right? Because sometimes I feel like I can be very emotional, right? Myself and my mom were talking on Saturday. We're moving from Ibadan to Lagos, and so we're talking on Saturday, and then we're talking about someone that's been married since 2002, and up to now it's not yet, So I was like, so the thing was giving me a headache. I was like, gosh. I said, Ogago, But you know what? I have never one day, gone to meet the guy and say, bros, have fun now. Because I feel like I don't know what he will be thinking. So you need to be very sensitive. If they bring up the matter, oh, fantastic, we'll talk about it, we'll deal with it. But if they don't talk about it, if they don't say things that relate to it, sometimes I'm just very careful because you don't know what will break them. So when you meet people, while you are trying to talk about their family, generalize it. Say things generally about families, not specific things. But if you enter someone's office, right, and you see his picture, you see a woman beside him, and you see children around him, that's one of the best places to start a conversation, because he himself has brought it to the public.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes,
that's one of the best places. There is no way the person's family picture is in his office and you want to talk about the person will be happy, will be like, oh, this person so loves us and is concerned about us. You say, oh, are these your kids? Yes, oh, and they look so beautiful. They are this, oh, I'm sure this is your wife, the picture, she must be a very lovely woman. And the man, the man will just melt and just be talking, just relax. If a man does not like his wife, he won't put the picture in his office.
Yes, exactly.
But not in all cases, so. Because I like my wife and his picture is in my office. So it's not in all cases, but any man that you see his picture and his wife's picture in the office, he's seeing that picture from time to time, he's feeding on that picture, definitely likes that woman beyond any other thing in the world. And then to now add the children's picture with it, oh no, very good place to start the conversation. So you talk about family, If it's someone that you have an idea of how finance are around them, talk about school fees. It's not everybody that has school fees headache. You know, they sent me bill for my kids' school fees last month, and my heart sank. And I was like, So if you come to me, right, and you talk about school fees, I'll be willing to engage. This economy, schools more. There's a woman that came online, like she's a realtor. She came online like 3 weeks ago, lamenting about children's school fees, that she's paying like ₦1 million per quarter in the school. And so anybody around that has an idea of how, you know, where she can put her children with the best quality, but you know the school fees are not so expensive, that they should please, you know, let her know. Right? So someone like that, if you get to meet her, she'll be very happy to engage you, you know, talking about school fees. But it's not everybody. All this one that we're saying dollar is expensive, dollar is this one. Some people still send their kids abroad. And I have a friend that about 2 weeks ago we were together. He's not based in Lagos. He's much older than me. A whole lot of my friends are older than me. So he's much older. And so out of 3 kids are abroad, right? Schooling. So before you know it, he just started, you know, conversation. He's just looking for this one, wants to pay his children's school fees plus accommodation, this one, that one. So if you meet someone like that, there is no way you talk about, you know, things around children, around family, around he hardly talk about his wife. So I hardly engage him about his wife. So you must be very sensitive while you're engaging people. Be careful what you tell them. But you must be comfortable to talk about your family to the level that you want them to know. When you meet people, I have 5 children. You don't know if they don't even have any. Do you understand? So be careful the specific information. But general family information, be open to talk about it. Before you know it, people will just loosen up around you, and then before you know, they will find it comfortable. You discuss things, then you must know when to stop it and start talking about business. I called one guy this morning. My intention was to speak with him for 10 minutes. We ended up speaking for 1 hour, 18 minutes. At some time, I was bored. I was tired. Because I needed to go to work. My plan was to speak with him for not more than 10 minutes or maximum 15 minutes. So when we started, you know, different things, stories, this, that, and the other. I've never met him before. Someone shared his contact with me. But you can imagine that someone you've never met before, and you engaged each other on the phone for almost 1.5 hours. We've never met before. Now we are arranging to meet. What do you think will happen when we meet ourselves?
24 hours gist.
My first time speaking to him, and yet we ended up speaking. We laughed. We did all sort of stuff. We did so many things. You know, we talked about business, talked about life, talked about a lot of people, business associates, you know, people that have made it in the industry, different things. We talk about Nigeria and all of that. You know, because as I was ending one point, the guy was so enthusiastic, he's bringing something else. I was rounding up the conversation. Then he started to talk about so this person told me about this product, you know, the agri product. I said, oh, Jesus is Lord. And the guy went again for another 5 minutes. I just need to kill that conversation because my intention was just to speak with him for about 10 to 15 minutes. Let me take my shower and rush to work. It's funny, right? So, but you must get to a point in your sales career where you can find a way to engage people. Like some of you will say, I don't talk. You need to learn how to talk. A closed mouth is a closed destiny. And not even in this era of social media, you cannot afford to be quiet. And I'm a very shy person. That era is gone.
Where is shy go?
Come out. How many of you know that I'm very shy?
Are you like this?
Those that really know me very well, I'm very shy. I don't like to face camera. I like to face crowd. I can face crowd and talk for a very long time. But up to today, I'm still camera shy. I just told them to help me set up somewhere. I have an home office, but you hardly will see me make one single video from there. So now I want to set up a proper studio-like, environment where I can. You need to come out of your shell, and I'm very serious. You need to come out of your shell. You can't afford to keep quiet in this time, in this age.
It's a sin, sir.
Is that?
It's a sin.
It's a sin, Abi. Someone was saying yesterday that footballers that are not investing should be jailed. And so salespeople that are quiet, what should we do to them? Is that what? Okay. So be comfortable to talk to people about your family, right? But be very sensitive on specific information that you will give out or that you will request or ask for, right? So the next one was what?
Occupation.
Yeah, be comfortable to talk about your occupation and their occupation. First of all, it is difficult for you to engage someone that is jobless because by suspecting them, you know that okay, this person looks like someone that's doing well in the first place. You cannot go and meet a cat pusher on the road and say, can you buy real estate? Do you understand the So you wouldn't want to. So now, but you see, you yourself, you must project yourself as someone who is doing very well for you to want to talk to someone else about. You must, see, you don't have to have all the successes in the world for you to want to talk about your success, right? Even if you don't have success, you don't have track record, look for a way to talk about the track record of other people in the industry, right? Learn how to use other people's success as your own success. There's nothing wrong with it. Do you know that in this real estate, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening? The person will assume that you are part of it. So, be comfortable to talk about your occupation and then ask people about theirs. What's the next one?
Recreation.
Yeah, so be comfortable to talk about recreation. What's the next one?
Dreams.
Eh?
Dreams.
Ford Hem or from. Okay, so it's Ford M. Okay, thank you. So be comfortable to talk. If you don't have a dream, how do you want to talk about it? When you meet rich people, I mean really rich people, if you talk about material things, they won't pay attention to you because they already have it. But if you ask them about what they are building, what they are working on, what's their next big move, right? If you've engaged them enough to be comfortable with you, they will talk to you about their dreams. Just like if you meet Sheyi Tinubu and you're talking about G-Wagon. Is that? You're talking about the latest G-Wagon. That's nothing to him. I don't know if we understand what I'm saying. Yes. Right. But if you meet him now, you can ask ChatGPT. If I meet an HNI, right? What? You say what? Yes. What kind of quality conversations do you think I should have with them? Today, there is nothing you want to do that AI cannot assist you. Just hop on ChatGPT. ChatGPT, if I meet Sheyi Tinubu what are the things you think, what are the quality conversations you think I should ask, I should talk about with him? He will tell you, if you don't speak about things, I've asked that question before anyway, so that's why I'm saying this. If you don't talk about things around Seyi Tinubu Foundation and how you can possibly collaborate with them,
Nice.
they won't listen to you.
Nice.
If you don't talk about the next election and how you can help him to reach out to more people, get them convinced to, to share the same vision on the next 2027 election, he won't listen to you. So anything you want to talk about that is not dreamlike, he won't listen to you. I don't know if I'm communicating.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what's the last one?
Pass message.
Pass message.
Okay, so you must learn to pass your message. All right. So that's that on. Can you go to engagement? Yeah. So we said connect with leads through calls, emails, meetings, and property calls. Build trust by understanding customers' needs and presenting solutions, then explaining land documentation, estate features, and payment plan. All right. So what's next? So conversion.
Conversion.
So, now we do a table. Can I rub this off? We do a table on that day on engagement, and we said that there are 3 life theories. Who can remind us?
Like you trust you.
So get people to like you,
And to trust
get
you.
people to know you,
Know you.
get people to trust you.
KLT.
So these 3 cannot be done in one single day or in one single conversation. But you see, it's possible to get people comfortable with you in a single conversation. The guy I called this morning that I said we spoke for 1 hour, 18 minutes. We've never met before. But you need to see the top stuffs the guy was happy to talk to me about. Top quality conversations. So, but of course, he's a referral. It's a what? It's a what? He's a referral. Someone spoke to him about me, and so he's been willing to meet me. So it was a pleasant, warm conversation between us. So we started on a very high note, right? But you see, the guy got so comfortable with me, right? He's heard a few things about me, right? So even without speaking to me, someone had told him, the guy is this, integrity is this one, is that one, mentioned a few things about me to him. So when we were rounding up, right, he was like, I've heard a lot about you. He said, now speaking to you, he said, I'm so happy and comfortable, talking with you. So he feels so happy, like I can trust you, I can this one with you and all of that, right? So we will talk about this a little bit more when it comes to relationship management, right? You need to learn to get people to like you and if possible rely on you, because you don't know who they will talk to about you. I don't know if you understand what I just said. You don't know who they will talk to about you. So you need to learn how to get people to like you. Do we understand? So KLT, right? You need to get people to like you, get people to know you. And we said that this can be done on 3 items. Number 1 is you, right? You must tick the 3 boxes for you. The next one is what?
Your client.
No.
The product.
So the next thing is your product. So you must tick the 3. So the guy, when we were rounding up, then he said, oh, so they've told me about your product, they've told me about this, then he mentioned the oil palm, he said this one, so, okay, so I'm going to find time, I'm going to sit down together, you need to explain this to me, you need to explain that to me. So already, before I had that conversation with him, I have, one of my clients that referred him that initiated that conversation between us. The guy had explained our product to him. So before he even met me, or before we had the first conversation, we said, go back to engagement. So we said engagement, connect with people, connect with leads through calls. So this was a telephone call, right? Through calls, emails, meeting, and calls. Now, on the call, right, someone had spoken to him about me before. I'm close to that client. He is close to that client. But I never met this guy before. I don't know him before. Then the client connected us. Then we had that conversation. The client was not in that conversation, and he felt so comfortable. So, under relationship management, you need to learn how to, make people, if possible, get them to depend on you, if it is possible. Let it look like if they've not had conversation with you, if they've not had interaction with you, as if they are missing something. Can we get to that point? All right. So the third one is your company. Right? You must tick the 3 boxes. In a prospect, whatever you're going to do, right? In a prospect, whatever you're going to do, right? Under the sales life cycle. You see, you must have enough product knowledge than an average person around you. If you're going to succeed in these sales, right, you must be better than the average persons around you in every ramification. Sales is not the easiest job in the world. I'm telling you. I tell you that sales is very easy. But I can tell you categorically that you have to do so. How many of us can make this level of investment in ourselves? I'm not talking of the person trying to go to school to get a certificate or get a degree or something. No. After he has, if you attend, a paid program, right, and you don't apply it, are you better than people who do not attend? No. So whether it's free, whether it's paid for, when you attend programs, right, you are not better than those who did not go at all if you do not apply it. Because they don't know, they don't have the knowledge. You know you have the knowledge, but you are not applying it. So you can't tell me that I spend close to 20 grand. Close to 20 grand every year. Or more, acquiring knowledge. There might be some years you will spend more, there might be some years you will spend less. If you convert $20,000 to current naira, you have an idea of what I'm saying. You've done the conversion, have you? Is that? Are you sure it's not more than 30 million naira? All right, so another point I would like to talk to us about when it comes to between your engagement and conversion. As a real estate professional, you must be better than an average lawyer around you. Someone that went to school to study law, do you be better than him or her when it comes to law around what to do? Yes. Do you know why? I told us, I think in the last class, there are 2 people that will destroy. I will stop using spoil now. They will destroy your real estate transaction.
Lawyers.
Do you know them?
Lawyers.
The client's lawyer and the client's surveyor. They will scatter it. One primary reason why they will scatter it is because they have personal interest somewhere else. So if you don't have that interest, if you don't know how to put in the interest of those 2 people in your transaction, they will destroy your transaction. And once the client has refused to pay, I lost a client like that like 2 months ago. I sent every document that I can send on Zenita Garden. Just some way, somehow, I just don't, maybe I should say devil. From somewhere, it just came. I was pointing this hole, pointing that hole. I was like, okay, this particular document, I said, we don't have it as at now. But you know what? In less than 1 week, I can get it. And I went, I got the document. But that was where the conversation ended. Till today, if I chat the lawyer, how far? For where? Then so one of my friend who told me that he's in control of the client. I said, has this client bought from somewhere here so that I take my mind off? You see, when I started my sales career, one of the things I convinced myself of is that I'm not going to close every sales. Yeah. I'm not going to close everybody. If I'm able to close everybody in the world, no, I will. Maybe I will be living in the sky. Right. So I'm not going to close everybody in the world. I can only close my own deals. Yes. So I told the lady, I said, how far? Has this client gone somewhere? He said, no. He said, the client has not done anything. There is nothing. If the client wants to do anything, the client will call your name and tell him, you go to bed. A friend told me this morning that one of his customers took 1 billion real estate transaction to a company that he introduced the client to behind his back, and the company collected the transaction. Too bad. What is happening? To not make the matter worse, the company denied the transaction. No, we never had. Something like that did not happen. This. Later on, the client now confessed. Now I apologize. I'm sorry. So this one, that one. I'm sorry. When client has confessed, can company continue to deny? So he now went back. To not make the matter worse again, his friend, very best buddy, is the CEO of the company. Eh?
1
billion.
Business is 2%.
1 billion real estate transaction. But that was the end of their friendship. The friendship ended right there. Is that the bad friend? Like they would say, you don't know what is going on. So really in life, this is one reason why you must upgrade yourself.
Yeah.
You must
stay updated.
You must develop yourself.
Exactly.
Do you know why you need to develop yourself? And not just develop yourself, upgrade yourself.
Upgrade.
Do you know the reason? People will not give you the kind of money that they are not worth. The guy didn't know that the client is that big. So I'm sensing that the client understands that he doesn't want that guy to know that he has that much. That's happened to me before. My own client took over 200 million naira. Well, not my client, my direct client, so to say, took over 200 million naira transaction somewhere, and I was on that took at them. Took me 2 years to know. It was after 2 years I knew about it. So when I knew, I was like, it's one of those things. But to make the matter worse, I called the client. I even went to see the client. The client said, no, nothing like that ever happened. Do you think I'll do something? I don't tell you.
I'm 2 years already working.
So these things happen. But you see, so whether you upgrade yourself, you update yourself, whatever you do, things that will happen behind you will still happen. but you can avoid avoid a lot of it from happening. So if people see that you are worth this in value, and they see that they can entrust you with this level of information, they will call you into the transaction. But if not, they will sideline you. So people feel like, why should I pay you 5 million? And the guy was like, no, he's going to collect 10%. I look at him, I said, show more million. He said, no. I said, so in my mind, I'm just being sincere now. In my mind, I'm like, for what on earth should I pay you 10%? Do you get it? So it happens. But you see, in that deal, right? If I was meeting an organized agency, and they do that, you can take it back to conversion. What led us to that conversation was that you must present yourself, as a professional before people can treat you as a professional, right? So for the conversion, please take we'll still